Hi, it's July and it's getting really hot, not only for us but also for our plants. As always, in this video I'm going to talk about two key things to do in July. In addition to those things, there is also a number of things that you started doing in June, and do watch my video about this, which are still very important to be done in July, August and so on. We are talking about regular fertilizing, we are talking about spraying, and we are talking about watering. So don't forget to watch that video as well. And now we are talking about two new things that you should start doing in July. It's becoming hot not only for us but also for your plants. Most of the plants don't do well if the temperature is above 32 degrees Celsius, and with current weather and climate change it often goes beyond that in many countries of the world. For tomatoes, for example, if the temperature is above 32 degrees Celsius, then they become sterile and are not able to produce any more tomatoes. And similar, cucumbers also suffering, and many other plants as well. So it's very important to keep temperature for them below 32 degrees Celsius. Gladly, there is now shade clothes available for sale, which is an excellent solution to reduce the temperature. There are many different types of shade clothes. Generally for the garden, you should take the one which is greenish bluish color, like the one you see now. And you should know that they all have different protection from sun. Usually it varies from 30% to 100%. Different plants need different shading. However, in order not to buy too many shades, I would recommend you to take one which is 45% of protection. So 45% of shading, 55% of light. This is more or less universal one, and you can use it for all your different plants. And if you take two of them together, then it would give you protection of 90%. So in those situations when you need really strong protection, you can also use one shade in a double layer. When fixing your shade, you need to fix it very thoroughly to ensure that it doesn't break when there are strong winds. And an added bonus of using them is when you have storm or hailstorms, that will also protect your plants from these ice cubes, and they won't break your plants. So I believe that everybody who has a garden in temperate climates at this point should consider having a shade cloth. The second important thing to do in July, if you have not started doing it yet, and I hope you did, is to use green manure. Green manure are any plants that you plant in order to increase the fertility of the soil. What happens when you plant them is that with their roots they collect necessary elements from the soil, bring it to the top of the plants, and then before blooming you cut them and you leave them on the top of your soil as mulch, or just put them a little bit deeper, like 1-2 centimeters deep in the soil, just so that microorganism starts digesting all those nutrients that these plants brought from deep inside to the top of your soil, so that you have better soil and better harvest. So for example, you would collect your harvests of garlic, onions, salads, and others. So you have a lot of free soil which you can start using for growing those plants. Green manure is really one of the very important methods of increasing your fertility of the soil. So I do recommend, if you have not started it yet, do it now. You have soil anyway, and by next season you will already see great results. Generally in July it's hot, and the soil is not wet, so you need to keep watering your soil once you planted your seeds of green manure to ensure that they actually grow. Another thing is to ensure crop rotation. So for example, you do not plant plants from the same family on the same place. You need to ensure that there is different families in order to preserve the soil and to start killing pests and pathogens which are there and that need in soil and that need the same family of plants to survive. With this, do watch my video about tasks in June, because, as I said, many of those tasks are very relevant for July as well.